Okay, so after some more metaphysical videos, it's time to get rooted in astrology, one of the most metaphysical um, systems there are. But at least it's psychological, and at least my logical Gemini mind can comprehend it more. No, so nice videos are fun. I'm definitely more interested in channeling now, so it'll be cool to see where that goes. But um, anyways, total digression from the whole point of this video, which is Sag and Aquarius. That relationship, friendship, romance, partner, however it manifests. The relationship between two individuals of these two sun signs. Goodness, where to begin? Well, the first thing that comes to mind for me is we got sextile going on. Sounds exciting. And astrology is exciting, but it's not sexually exciting. Well, I guess it could be. All right, focus, Gemini. When you have a sign that is fire and air, or for that matter, earth and water, and they come together, they automatically get along, and they complement each other very beautifully. They fill in, how to put it? Not fill in, or there's a completion involved, I guess you could say. There's this wonderful harmony. That's the best way to put it. In this case, you got air and fire. Air, Aquarius. Fire, Sag. Fire is the right brain, the emotional, more instinctual, more into creativity and into the realm of life that's very much more subconscious, if you will. And then, of course, you have the air part, the left brain, the more logical, the ability to see patterns and designs and to place things in there, to categorize things and classify things. So you have both of these energies at play here. You have that fiery Sag inspiration, enthusiasm, optimism, adventure, and then you have the logical, imaginative in the sense of being a visionary, seeing the future, seeing where things will go, seeing how things function or don't function, of Aquarius. And these two signs get together, they make a wonderful team. They really do. Two of my really close friends have these energies, and to see them together is a wonderful, wonderful thing to see. Also, funnily enough, if you know the band MGMT, one of my all-time favorite bands, Sag and Aquarius, amazing, another wonderful team. So, what is it that makes this relationship so wonderful? I think it's because you have that natural sextile going on. Fire and air naturally spark each other, you know? Before, I kind of described air maybe in a more boring light than it really is. Air is also loving adventure. Air is also loving to explore and to see new things and to try new things. And when you have an air sun sign and a fire sun sign and they get together, whether romance, partnership, business, whatever, friends, they naturally get each other to be more excited about life and more happy about life. And the air person has all these beautiful and wonderful ideas and visions of the future that the Sag person will get excited about and go, ooh, air, you know, I mean, the metaphor of air and fire. The ideas come in and then the inspiration burns brighter. And of course, air is not lost in this process. So the intellectual person in this case, the Aquarius, given the ideas and whatnot, they're excited even more. They produce more air, I guess you could say. They have more ideas because the Sag person will start saying, oh, well, that's a great idea, but what about this and what about that? And what if you did this? And what if you took it to this, you know, extent? And what if you tried this? And they'll see connections. The Sag will see connections that are possible that the Aquarius never would have otherwise. And the Aquarius goes, holy shit, yeah, awesome. I mean, I was thinking of it going like this, but if we go like this, yeah, that's the same direction, but it's slightly different, but still this is more exciting, this is whatever. There's just that natural, beautiful synthesis. There's that natural harmony with these two signs. And they really excite each other and really get each other to move forward. So that's one of the best parts of this relationship. Now, to go into the planetary details, you got Saturn and Uranus with Aquarius and Jupiter with Sag. And so this is really interesting. And this is both one of the biggest strengths and the biggest challenges for these two sun signs coming together, is you have Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the biggest planet in our solar system, Um, and incredibly big planet. So planet of expansion with Saturn, the planet of restriction, and then Uranus is there too, and the planet of craziness, and so Uranus and Jupiter, yeah, they get along wonderfully. Um, but Saturn and Jupiter coming together, that can be very challenging, and so we have this very interesting dynamic between an Aquarius and a Sag. Sag is known for doing things to excess. It's the nature of their planet, of just going fucking crazy, hog wild, and going, overboard. Aquarius, even though they're ruled by Uranus in part, that, rebel, revolutionary, genius, loner, but loner, for running for a good cause, I guess you could say, that energy, they also have Saturn, which is, again, the planet of restriction, the planet of sobriety, of hell. I mean, just that alone, sobriety versus Jupiter, drunkenness and excess. And I don't mean necessarily literally drunkenness on the Sagittarius part, but that's definitely possible. When they come together, they help each other, and, well, let me put it this way. If there's an incredible amount of awareness on both people's parts, then this will come together in the following scenario, in a very nice scenario of the Jupiterian, the Sag, has an amazing idea, or has an amazing feeling, thought, whatever, something amazing. The Aquarius, that Saturnian vibe, helps the Sag figure out what's really important, what's worth it. And again, this is when both people are acting with tons of awareness, okay? The Aquarius will point out potential flaws in the plan. Now, again, biggest strength, biggest challenge. That is incredibly helpful to the Sag, really. It truly is in so many ways. But if not operating with such high awareness, if either one of these individuals are operating from a low level of awareness, that enthusiasm starts getting restricted by the Aquarius's presence, by those energies. And so, they're complementary as per element, air and fire. As per planets, they are complementary, but you need an incredible level of awareness for the Sag to not go too crazy, for them not to go just being, childish and ridiculous, saying, oh, I'm going to do all this stuff that isn't even possible. Or I'm just going to do this stuff even though it may not really matter to me. It just seems like it's a good idea. Again, low-level Sag. Higher-level Sag, wise philosopher kings and queens who know exactly what they're about, why they live, what they're adventuring for, what they're exploring for, what their incredible philosophy about life, what they have to share and to teach others, and to expand their consciousness, to expand other people's consciousness. So that's highest level. Again, and we talked about the lowest level, is the excess to, just craziness. So the Aquarius and all this, like I was saying, the highest level is that visionary, the person that can point out, this is what I'm really getting at here, the person that can point out the flaws in a plan, the things that need to be bettered, reality, the reality check, if you will. A person who can handle that energy and not get bogged down by it. Saturn is also the planet of pessimism and restriction to the point of stunting growth. And it's with an unaware Aquarius, that person will start as restricting, and not just the Sag, but anybody, especially themselves. It all starts with ourselves. But we'll start restricting the Sag to the point where it's just, the Sag is like, oh, I don't want to be around this person. This person brings me down, man. This sucks. And even a higher level, you got to have both balance on a higher level. And with the higher level Sag, even, the person will be like, oh, wow, this person is so negative. And so that's the challenge for Aquarius to get through and to rise above, is to be able to use that incredible power of Saturn, the ability to craft real plans, real change, things that are going to happen, with the genius of Uranus, and with there's also something about being a rebel that gives you, rather being eccentric, that gives you respect of other people and their dreams and their wishes. It's something that Saturn doesn't really understand, and something that Aquarius gets rather than Capricorn right off the bat. is being able to give people their space and give people their freedom and give people, you know, the benefit of the doubt, to be themselves and to have their dreams and to not shit on it, you know, to let them pursue what they need to pursue. And so you have these two signs that are truly incredibly complementary, that are very harmonious when they come together. The challenge, just like with any real, any relationship really, is to have both people operating at complete awareness. Complete awareness, how to put it, as the most mature level that they possibly can, so that they're helping each other and not hindering each other. Again, this goes true for all relationships, but even more so with this relationship because of Saturn and Jupiter's huge energies at play. Yeah, literally huge. So, now that we talked about the little bit of challenges and stuff, the best manifestation of these signs coming together is they create a composite sun of Capricorn. Now, to have a composite sun of Capricorn means a couple of things I've found in my research. It means an incredible level of fate, of being tied together, both good and in challenging ways, and of the relationship really being important for their development, being something very solid for their development in their soul's journeys. And there's a beautiful solidity in this relationship that goes beyond just the spiritual considerations, but encompasses the material reality too. I mean, we have a fire and air sign coming together to create earth. We're talking about two signs that are very much more independent, very much on to doing their own thing, having their own lives, living their own adventures. They come together and they find somebody that they can really create something with. They find solid ground that is really intoxicating. That's very interesting for these signs because they're so used to being free all the time. Now, can it feel restrictive? Yes, definitely. That's something to think about, something to work on. Is to have to have a healthy relationship between two very independent individuals. But there's a patience, too, that is lent to both of these signs, even more so to Sag, who, is just like, patient. When these two signs come together, that helps them really understand things about themselves, about life, about others, deeper. And, of course, helps them understand their partner in a deeper way. To have a Capricorn composite sun shows that both of these two individuals can work together. And again, they complement each other beautifully. Let the Sag be the idea person. Both these signs are amazing idea people and amazing brainstormers. And in fact, when together, they make even better brainstormers. But the Sag is the one who should be given their space to have the inspiration come to them. And whether this is business or romance or friends, whatever, the Sag, both of these signs need their space, and the Sag needs their space to get their inspiration, to go off and do their adventures, to leave, to come back. If you love somebody, you must let them go, and if they're truly worth your time and effort, they'll come back to you, and if it's meant to be, then they'll come back to you. And again, that's not just romance, that's all relationships. So the Sag needs to have their freedom to be able to explore the world, to talk to as many different people as they want. Aquarius loves exploring the world just as much as Sag does in so many ways, but they go about it in different ways. And of course, Sag will end up most likely traveling more than the Aquarius. Aquarius is much more stable. It's a fixed sign. It's fixed in how it is. So they usually have their workshop, their mad scientist laboratory, whereas the Sag scatters here, goes there. There's a very different expression of these energies that just have to be taken into account and realize that it's okay to be different in these ways. And that is part of the beautiful parts of this relationship that makes these signs coming together work so well. Is their different perspectives and their different methods for doing things. And so the Aquarius again, is much less likely to travel and much more likely to do all their traveling in their head, to just whoosh. And the Aquarius in this case needs space from the Sag, from everyone, but their partner too, to think, to just trip out. I mean, both of these signs love tripping out, in general. I mean, unless like there's like a Mercury and Cap, but even then, man, there's awesome ways to trip out. Whatever. In any case, to think, an Aquarius' most important laboratory is their mind. Just like Albert Einstein said that. Now, he was a Pisces. I want to say maybe, I don't know where his Aquarius... Oh, with Mars in Aquarius? Yeah, I think there's like on the cusp, but whatever. But in any case, your mind is your most important lab. The tools come secondary. And an Aquarius, just like all air signs, but especially Aquarius, need their freedom to just sit there and envision and to think, to practice out experiments in their head, to figure things out. And sometimes the Sag, which is all excitable and ooh, doesn't get it when the Aquarius is all of a sudden cold to them. And they're like, whoa, yesterday we had all these cool times and all this stuff, and I drank 4 bottles of wine. What happened? Why is he being cold? Wow, Aquarius needs that space too, just as much as Sag does. Air, just as much as fire, needs their space to formulate, to figure things out, to just be independent. And so that's very important for both these signs to understand. Now, something I haven't quite talked about is Sag is wonderfully generous and wonderfully helpful. And Aquarius is a true friend. They can definitely be cold sometimes, but they are a true friend. And, when these two signs come together, they have a friend that they can really count on, that they can really trust. And once they get over their differences of, Sag being a little bit, over-animated sometimes for the Aquarius' taste, and Aquarius being a little cold sometimes for the Sag's taste, once they get over that small little obstacle, you have this incredible relationship that just continues to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. The Sag will get the Aquarius to do things they otherwise wouldn't do, and vice versa, the Aquarius too. You have these two individuals who are very interested in very random, cool things. And so the Aquarius will find in a relationship with Sag that they'll be understanding and exploring all these different religious and metaphysical systems, meditations, which they're probably interested in already as an Aquarius, but especially like world cultures and just different ways of being and thinking and living. Whereas the Sag will learn from the Aquarius all these amazing new scientific discoveries and ideas, and what it is to be human, and what that means, and they'll be able to have a partner, a friend that can formulate all these genius ideas and thoughts and communication. And both of these signs get such incredible wealth from each other in so many ways. Every single way, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. They just naturally harmonize in so many beautiful, beautiful ways. I feel like there's one more thing that I'm forgetting. Hold on. Orange juice break.